Well, if I'm not supposed to play the game, what am I supposed to play? Don't do it, I'm from the future. I'm here to tell you that it will be a mistake to play this game. You will regret it! Hi, Plan. How are you? Sorry, I did not mean to cough right into the camera. Or the mic. Hello! I'm not supposed to play this game. What game am I supposed to play? Thank you. I love this shirt. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Here. Here's Reanimator. It's such a good film. I love this film. I love this film. This film is amazing. What was I supposed to say? Cat dead? Questions later? Answers later? What's the line? Fuck. Oh no, cat dead, details later? Fuck, I had it. Yes, I have. I've only seen 1 and 2, really, but I've seen the music video from the 3rd one. One of my all-time favorite horror films. If you haven't seen Reanimator, it is hilariously bad. All three are pretty cheesy, yeah. Hello! Best way to describe Reanimator? Frankenstein made a serum to bring people back to life. Yeah, zombies gone wrong. Yeah. That is a serum that brings people back from the dead. And that's Herbert West. There we go. Herbert West. Great film. Great film. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Go watch it. Great actor. It's essentially a riff off of Frankenstein based off of a character, a Lovecraftian character. But yeah, it's quite good. Quite good. B horror flick. What's the name of the actor? Hold on, give me a second. Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs plays Herbert West, and I absolutely love Jeffrey Combs. He's been in so many things, and Bruce Abbott is also in it, and so is Barbara Crampton, and it's just a fucking great cast. It's a great cast. I love those three in this film. If you're a horror fan at all, Barbara Crampton has been in quite a few horror films. I think the best, I knew Bruce Abbott from, was he in, is this the actor I'm thinking of? I feel like Bruce Abbott. Was Bruce Abbott the dad? Who's the dad in, Fuck. I guess I was wrong. Hold on. I gotta look up. Who was the dad in Casper? That was Bill Pullman. I'm an idiot. He looks like Bill Pullman. He really does. But anyways. Great horror film. If you haven't seen it, it's a B flick. It's more comedy than horror. The first film has a scene that involves some essay. So if that is something you're not comfortable with, it's not a super long scene and you can easily skip it. But I do like it, and if that makes you uncomfortable, definitely don't watch the film for your personal safety. But it is a good film. Other than that, and the second film is weird, and the third film is. But yeah, started off by talking about my dope ass shirt. I didn't know what to wear to work today, so I grabbed the first shirt I saw, and the first shirt I saw was this shirt, so here I am, wearing a Reanimator tee. What's really funny is, I do get compliments on this shirt. Oh yeah, in prison. Yeah, the third film is in prison. I've seen clips of the third film. The third film is so far removed and so much higher quality than the other two films, it's hilarious. Not quality story-wise, but quality, like, filming-wise. All my shirts are just plain colored t-shirts. Get some band tees, get some movie tees. I do get complimented on this shirt every once in a while, but it's always by, like, older men. No one my age knows this film, apparently. Definitely an overall improvement in quality. Yeah, it's not very many people know about the third film exists. I didn't for a while. I always forget that there's third film because it's hard to find the third film, I think. But yeah, Jeffrey Combs is a fantastic actor. Probably one of my favorite actors. Pretty much solely for his work on in a lot of things. I am an old man and I am not familiar. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to be. Go watch the film. Alright, tadpoles, you have homework. Go watch Reanimator. It's a fantastic film. Just take like 2 hours of your day and just sit and watch Reanimator. You don't have to watch Bride. You don't have to watch Bride of Reanimator. But at least watch Reanimator. For my sake. And then come back and tell me if you liked the film or not. Dead cat? Details later? I need that, like, in a pin. Or, like, a patch. I know people make it. It has a big enough of a cult following. Shudder. I believe it's on Shudder. It should be on Shudder. But probably also on Amazon. Probably available. At least the first film is available most places. Let me see. Let me do the 2 seconds research. Oh, it's on a lot of things. I don't think it's on Shudder anymore. It's on Tubi, Sling, Prime, Apple TV, YouTube, Google Play, Voodoo.
Shudder? I have to see if it's on Shudder. I will cry if it's no longer on Shudder. Because, again, that's how I watched it. And it was... Shudder had the director's cut, too. So... I got it from Netflix back when I was still mailing out DVDs. I almost wonder if Netflix's, like, amount of films went down when they stopped sending out films. What is on my screen? God, there we go. Much better. Something was on my screen. Hi there, phone. How are you? Yes, I would like to connect. Yes, I would like to connect. No. No, wait, it is. Reanimator, you have to put either a hyphen or a space. Reanimator. It's available on Shudder. And then once you're done watching that, watch Hellraiser. If you're okay with gore. Because I also absolutely love Hellraiser. The first one. I have not seen any of the other ones, and I don't think I ever will. Because of how bad I've heard they are. So now that we've spent 20 minutes talking about horror, how are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I'm doing okay. We are turning down the music. Jesus. My apologies. My apologies. The music was so loud. We are 4 days and counting from Tattoo Day. Tattoo D-Day. Very excited. I'm very excited. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Switches are great. Switches are great. I love mine. Mine is fabulous. I'm very excited for my tattoo. I have not seen Devil's Reign. Oh, okay. While we're on the subject of horror films, this is like a thing that my father has told me that makes me super happy. And for those of you who are familiar with The Omen, my grandmother's cousin is the screenwriter. Finding that out was like, you mean I have horror blood very distantly, but it's in my veins? Hell fucking yeah. I'm related to the guy who wrote The Omen. Hell yeah. There's Shatner in it. It's absolutely terrible. I should definitely watch it. Oh, I will definitely. It's got Shatner in it? Fuck yeah, I want to see him deadpan a fucking horror film. Yeah, that was a fun little tidbit to learn of like, oh yeah, you're related to the guy who wrote The Omen. As in son of the devil Omen? That was such a cool thing to learn. That might only just be interesting to me. It's probably only interesting to me. But it's still cool. It's still cool. I'm such a horror nerd. So, speaking of horror, today we are continuing the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. If you missed it, I did play this a little bit early, a little bit earlier in the week, as a part of, I think, my Wednesday stream? I don't remember. Essentially, what we found out at that point was Dekker had been dating his patients, had gone out on a date with Mariana. The nurse apparently can shapeshift and has been getting gifts from her patients before they die. My hair looks fabulous today. At least the front of it does. The back is a matted mess.
front looks nice. Sorry, I got distracted. I got sidetracked. Conversation, talking, words, hello. The game. I think we got through some of day 2. We definitely didn't get through all of it. So we still have a little bit left of day 2 to do. Or week 2, however the timeline works. I don't know how the timeline works. So yeah. I'm feeling very spazzy today, which is fine. It was nice to take a 3-day break from streaming. Like, I give myself like a day to take a break, and I think that's enough time, but I always forget that I'm also using energy to work full time, so I have to now like recover from 2 different things, and so I need to properly rest, and yeah. So here I am. I'm back. I'm doing okay. Alrighty. Run out of things to talk about. That usually means we should start gameplay. If I remember correctly, this has... I have to do the special window capture thing. Turn you off. And then I'm going to say hello. Come on. There we go. Look at the progress we've made. Look at how amazing our progress is. It looks like we're about... Oh, we are a third of the way through the game. Are there really 6 acts? Jeez, okay. We're gonna get through this. Alrighty. Continue.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night,
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Yeah, we don't need to hear all this again. Right, so we've completed Nathan and Mariana. We've worked on Claire, and we still haven't met Lacey. Let's go say hi to Lacey.
I'm Lacey Hendricks. So you don't know about me then?
No, I don't know about you.
Where to start? My next door neighbour in Jobson Hill, where I live, she was murdered. 80, and they diversion burgled her. But she was wise to it and started calling the police. They slit her throat with a bread knife.
Oof.
So I started a neighbourhood watch.
Okay. Neighborhood watch?
It was me and Agnes. Everyone else thought we were overreacting. If they want their throats cut, that's up to them, living in their bubbles. But Agnes... Poor Agnes.
Agnes.
She went missing, and still is. And that's what people think. But it's not the truth.
What is the truth?
It killed them.
It?
It looks normal enough. A smartly dressed, door-to-door saleswoman. I know because I heard my other neighbours shout at her. No Jehovah's! They think anyone knocking is a Jehovah. But she said she was selling double glazing.
Yeah, I'm already on top of that. Double... Helps to spell, Maya. Glazing? Question mark?
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. That's not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house.
Sorry, I forgot to update my stream. There we go. I did not pay attention. I'm gonna need to hear that response again.
I don't know. I didn't answer the door. That's not to nowadays. But I watched her go to Agnes's. Poor Agnes. She let her right into her house. I could only see the silhouette. It turned from a person into a, well, it looked like, I guess you'd call it a Medusa. Snakes for her face. And Agnes just fell to the floor.
Oh,
A few minutes later, the
what
woman
is that
left,
creature?
smiling
Gorgon.
like the cat that got the
a Gorgon,
cream.
right? That's the name of the creature?
That was the end of Agnes.
So maybe I'm right in thinking that Mariana is a siren and not a mermaid. Because it sounds like we're starting to go down the path of these are all... or people who have had great interactions with Greek mythological creatures. Do I need to pull out my big book of... because I can't... but the thing is, like, I can't think of... I don't know who the others would be. Okay, maybe if it's just two, okay. Two does not mean that there is a theme, but it does look suspicious.
I saw it with my own eyes. What more proof do I need? You're starting to sound like Dr. Dekker. He didn't believe me either. I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
But we have had Lovecraftian themes before, so maybe it's not Greek, and maybe it's just they're pulling monsters from different mythologies to create the chaos.
I didn't have much luck with him, like I said. He didn't believe me. He thought I was having a hallucination caused by the stress of my neighbour being so brutally murdered. Where is Agnes, though? I haven't found her, have they? Have they?
I don't know if they've found Agnes.
I was at Henley Church. They had a service that ran right up till midnight. For us less fortunates without a love in their life.
So that's another
no.
person at Henley.
Do you have someone, Doctor? Do you have a love in your life?
No.
Garden club. You should come with me one night. It's a lovely way to meet new people.
Let me. Does Rhea know anything about an Agnes or Jaya? Agnes? Oops. I'm gonna say yes.
What? That can't be possible. Is that true? Why don't I know about it then? When was this then? Is she alive? Her useless husband is? Don't know much about him, other than the fact that he looks at me like I'm 6 foot under every time we meet. He doesn't seem too bothered she's gone missing either. He did at first, when the police were crawling around. But now they've gone, that's stopped. If I hadn't seen that thing eat her, I'd... No. He's a weaselly little man who spends far too much time in his garden. It's probably like the National Trust back there. The constant digging and building, pruning and sawing.
That was me not being able to spell.
What a thing to say! Why would you say that? I kept watching
I
the front
think you're
door
still
after that saleswoman had
hallucinating.
left and nothing. She didn't leave, and you can't get out the back since the council sold the garage block. Ron's a gardener, not a killer.
Unless?
Agnes said Ron was laying the foundations for a new greenhouse. You don't think...
Yeah, I do think Ron killed Agnes. And she's having hallucinations of some kind. Flower food.
I need to call the police. I need to call them now. But they won't listen to me. I tried to tell them about the monster, but they didn't believe me. They won't believe me about this, I promise you. Please, could you call them, Doctor?
Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. Now give me a pen and I'll write down the details for you. Don't you want to know why Dr. Dekker called me the leech lady?
Leech lady?
He said that I leech thoughts from people. Suck 'em right out of their heads. And I can put thoughts in there too. I'm not that clever though, am I, Doctor? I mean, it's not as if I was having an affair with Ron and Agnes was in the way and needed to disappear. So I made this story up. I mean, what do you think I do for a living anyway?
What? So you killed her. So you killed Agnes.
Doctor, you're so good. We're going to get on just fine.
So you killed Agnes. Oh. Oh, that was well done. That was, I will give them credit for that. That was interesting. Set up this entire story, then be like, this is what I do. I'm good at being manipulative. And confirm it with, you sell double glazing, saying you're the saleswoman. That's fucking brilliant. Oh my god. That is... Oh, that was good. That was good. That was good.
Oh, that makes me happy. She's a murderess, but, you know. Okay, Elin, what do I need to talk to you about? Big brain. Is that brain? It's a brain. Big brain. Big brain. Big brain move. That was so good. Ugh. Where's Elin? Elin.
Dr. Dekker seemed fine on Valentine's Day. He seemed to be in a good mood. It didn't seem like anything was bothering him.
Bothering him?
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
Is the sound alright for y'all?
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
Okay, cool.
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum. I'm not sure I should talk about that. Aren't I breaking some reverse patient-therapist confidentiality?
Reverse? Mum?
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
Your mum?
My mum's a nightmare. I said she was into all this new age stuff, right?
Yeah.
So she thinks she can tell me what I should be doing all the time because she got a message from her spirit guide that said I'm not eating well, or I'm not getting enough sleep, or I'm not looking after my inner moonbeam or whatever. It drives me nuts. But she's my mum. I love her, so I have to take it.
So what am I missing here? I'm curious.
We talked about families, I think.
Hit families.
Our mums.
Hit mum.
I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
Nope, okay.
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
How do you know? How no it works? How do you know you can change skin? Ooh. already stuck. Great.
We talked about families, I think. Our mums. I probably spent far too much time talking to Dr. Dekker about my mum.
I don't know.
I don't know how it works. I just know that it does.
Okay, fine. We'll come back to you.
It's the anniversary of my parents' death today. I went to the lake house. I always go to the lake house anyway, but it's also where they died.
Want to go to the lake house? We've already talked about that. Okay.
They died of carbon monoxide poisoning. I was staying at a friend's house. Otherwise, I would have died too.
Monoxide?
I'm not sure. It was a faulty boiler, I think.
Okay.
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
Spare was missing? It was David. Oh wait, I can use hints. Hold on. Let's finish Elin. Hint. Oh, does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all. I don't think it's a physical thing. I don't think my body actually changes. I think it's more like an illusion. Like my energy changes or something.
Energy?
It just sort of fades when I let go of their hand. Obviously, I can't see myself, but I feel it leave me. If you get what I mean.
Maybe she's the energy vampire. I gotta wait another 20 seconds. Okay. So, how we doing? Oh, it is a little bit chilly today. I don't know why. I'm just bundled up, nice and warm. Alrighty. Can I do a hint now? What did about his bum? Doing fine playing Breath
Sounds
of the
like
Wild?
Dekker and his
Good
mum
game.
had a few issues. That's what I liked about Dr. Dekker. It wasn't just him asking me questions and analysing me. He talked about himself as well. Mainly he talked about being a therapist. He said he had a few patients like me, you know, with special gifts. He said not all of them were as enlightened as me.
Pretty much the Zelda game I always wanted as a kid. I really enjoyed Wind Waker. Wind Waker is probably the only Zelda game I've played in full, and I really, really enjoyed Wind Waker. Like, really enjoyed it.
Mainly he talked about being a therapist. He said he had
Patience? Gifts. Oh, let me specify. Special gifts.
Well, you know, I know what I can do is special. I see it as a good thing. But apparently, some of his other patients saw their abilities as a curse. Dr. Dekker hated that. He said he wished they could all be more like me.
Okay. Are you close to your parents?
Yes, I loved my parents very much. They were very good parents. It was hard letting them go.
I misspelled that. Okay. Oh, I can just click that and that makes this so much easier. Oh my god, thank you.
It was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
No, I'm not bored. Who raised you? Okay, what did you do with the
I
lake?
stood for a while, looking across the water. It's peaceful there. It's the place that makes me feel the most. There was a girl there, by the lake, only about 9 or 10.
How did the lake make you feel? Nope, okay.
David wasn't there. Or at least I didn't see him. I didn't go inside. I forgot my key, and the spare was missing.
Where do you keep the spare? Okay, fine. Okay, fine game. Help me out here. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Where did the girl come from? Well,
She lives on the other side of the lake. She must be new. I haven't seen her there before.
Okay. Where does David go? Okay. That's not helpful. Lost your key.
I'm sure I had a spare key for the lake house, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't really need one if David is around.
Young. Why can't I spell? Young age?
was 12 years ago. I was still very young. Too young to be an orphan, anyway. I had to toughen up quickly.
Toughen up?
I was a young woman in possession of an enormous fortune. Lots of people, lots of men, saw that as an opportunity. Some tried to seduce me. Some thought I wanted a new daddy.
Gross.
Most of them were the same age as my parents. And yet I'm the one here talking to you. I was a young woman in possession of an enormous fortune. Lots of people, lots of men, saw that as an opportunity.
How much is the fortune? Yeah.
Yes, money. Everybody wants it, but what use is it really? Look at me. Am I happy?
No.
Am I loved?
Yes.
Am I living?
Yes. All right, Bryce. Time traveler, Bryce. Let's go. Howdy. Hi.
There's something I want to tell you about.
Oh?
Something else that's wrong with me.
Something else.
I think I've been getting a bit out of control in my hour.
Okay. Well. Do tell.
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move. Because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
Oh, wow. These are my options. I'd help people.
I did think, what good could I do, other than catch up with work? I did see a woman who was having her purse snatched, so I gave her purse back, and the crook, I placed him on a bus a few blocks away. I have no idea where it was going. She'd never really be able to thank me, so I took another picture.
Picture? What kind of picture?
I took a picture after undressing her. I put her clothes back on before time resumed. To be honest, there wasn't much to take off and put on. Do you know what kind of girls walk around at midnight, Doctor?
That's no excuse. That's still assault. Sex workers are humans. They are people. No excuse. No excuse. You are a disgusting human being.
Possibly a relative of yours. Possibly a patient that died here. I'm not sure. She doesn't normally say anything.
Wait, there's someone behind me? Okay. That's weird.
I spent most of Valentine's Day at the art gallery. Well, the evening part, anyway. They had a display with the theme Love Conquers All. I didn't get most of the paintings, but they were well done.
They all seem to be very close connected without actually knowing each other. Steal?
Yes, I would steal too. And I have stolen. I ran out of milk, so I thought I'd go to the local all-night shop and get some more. I was absolutely intending to pay, but when I got there, everyone was frozen. I thought about leaving money on the counter, but that seemed weird. The cashier would wake and suddenly this money would have appeared from nowhere. But I've stolen bigger things. From stealing milk, I moved on to petrol. From petrol, well, all those supermarkets have all kinds of electricals, so I've stolen quite a lot of that. I'm not proud. I think I've been doing it because I can. To prove to myself either way, my extra hour is actually real.
Have you spied on anyone?
Well, that makes me feel a little better. There's a young mother, divorced, who lives opposite me. Jessica. She's friendly and says hello to me, smiles. I've always wondered what she looks like naked. So one hour, I broke into her house. She was standing in her bedroom. I took it as a sign. I took off her clothes and...
You are a disgusting human being. You... Yeah, no, nope, 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 nope. Not okay, not okay, not okay. I liked you. You were... Okay.
Ha! That was just an example, Doctor. I'm sure you can come up with more exciting things to do than that.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Rush. No thanks, I'm good. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how far this is gonna go, so if you are sensitive to talks of SA, I would recommend clicking off now. I'm gonna continue. I do have a stopping point of how much I'm willing to put up with in games. So yeah. Warning now. Thank you. I completely understand if you want to click off the stream, and come back later, or not come back at all. Totally understandable. Your mental health is more important than anything else. So please take care of yourselves. And my sincerest apologies if this triggers anyone. Hello, Rat Prince! I'm just gonna, since I don't know how long you've been here, but I just gave an essay content warning. We just found out this character is a piece of shit. Yeah, we up to some stuff. This guy gets an extra hour of time where everyone's frozen and he's admitted to taking off at least 2 women's clothing. So, you know, fun. So yeah, just a I think I've seen this part of this game before. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just wanted to put that content warning. I saw that you just came in, so I just wanted to give you know. Good. I'm glad. I'm good. You're okay. And hello, Rat Prince. It's good to see you.
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor? I know. It's that bloody Dr. Dekker. He made me this way. It's all his fault.
No, you don't say. Yeah, no. You are a piece of shit. How is it Dekker's fault?
Like I said, I originally presented with depression, and everything was going well for a while. Then Dr. Dekker changed.
How did this change to him talking? How did he convince you to go through with your perversions?
He was easily distracted during the sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice...
Who's the shapeshifter? Elin, the angel of death nurse. Turns out that she can put on the form of anyone's loved one, apparently. Did Dekker give you... That's literally what I said.
He told me to use my imagination, to make something up, to think something crazy, and it would become real. He told me to think of a way to get more time. So I did. But he pushed me. He made me think it.
How does unconsensual nude photos cause more time? That's the question I want to ask. Like, that makes no sense to me. I don't see how his brain would have gotten there.
I dug the grave for Dr. Dekker. I helped carry his coffin to the burial site. Do you know what? It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it. Why do you think that is?
Dekker's not dead?
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine. I'm guessing he was buried somewhere else, or cremated. Somebody somewhere didn't want his body going in the ground. Do you want to be cremated or buried, Doctor?
Both. I want to become a tree.
That's a good choice, Doctor. Less work for me.
There's a specific company that, I don't know if it's a specific company, but there's a company where they create a coffin for you to go in the ground in, but then the coffin decomposes and sprouts a tree. I would love to be a tree. I do watch Ask a Mortician. I haven't watched her in a very long time, but I did watch a ton of her stuff. I love her. She's phenomenal. And if you haven't watched Ask a Mortician, I highly recommend it. It's a good way to expand your knowledge about death. she's a fun, delight human being. She is a genuine mortician and in California, and she loves to go in depth on like the history of death and how a mortician's job works and all that kind of stuff. And I found the feed block one interesting. Don't think I know which one you're talking about.
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked.
I'm gonna try and get through this one.
When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor?
What question do you want me to ask? Okay.
Because you have to hope, don't you, Doctor? It's only the power of hindsight that made me realize how toxic it all was. And after a point, you go too far to be able to come back anyway.
That's an interesting... I wouldn't mind that. Oh god, rat friends, that sounds like a... That sounds like a nightmare. Just while we're on the topic of death, I used to as a kid, and I still get this every once in a while, my brain would think about death. But not like... I didn't grow up with the idea that there was an afterlife. And I don't believe that there is an afterlife. I like to joke about it, but I don't genuinely think there's anything after this. And so my brain would freak out and have a panic attack over nothingness, over the idea of that yes, existentialism. Yeah. And I dealt with repeated panic attacks in middle school and throughout the rest. Like, it's the amount of them that I get has gone down. But, like, it used to be a nightly thing. Or almost every other night I would have some sort of panic attack or anxiety attack, and just about that. My brain would think about death ceasing to exist, and my brain would freak the fuck out. And I used to run to my parents and be like, hey, I just need you to talk about something. I don't care what it is, I just need you to talk about something because I don't feel okay. I don't feel good. And my parents would be like, okay, sure. And then they'd start talking to me. Now I don't get them as often, and when I do, I usually try and steer my brain elsewhere. I'll put on a YouTube video, I will read, I'll listen to music, I will get my mind off of it. That's the best way I've found to solve it. Is it a coping mechanism? It's not stopping it altogether. Yes. But that's kind of been my best way. Is if you've ever been around me in person and I'm having an actual panic attack, I'm usually telling you if I can talk. It's distract me. Say something, talk about something, I don't care what, just start a conversation about something that's not what I'm thinking about. Yes, I have GAD and depression. Generalized anxiety disorder and depression. So it's been something. It took me years to realize that what they actually were. Because at the time when it first started happening, I had no idea what was happening. I didn't realize that's what a... Yeah. It is intrusive thoughts. That's 100% what it is. I get intrusive thoughts every once in a while. And not all of them cause panic attacks. But every once in a while, it's just that stomach churning feeling of dread, and just it causes you to freeze. And for a while, I really like Nightmare Before Christmas, but for a little bit I couldn't watch the film. I couldn't watch the film without thinking about death. My freshman year of high school, I asked to sit out of a history assignment that was about death because I didn't feel comfortable about it. Because I knew that thinking about it gave me a panic attack, but I didn't know why. And I remember my mom pulling me aside a couple days later because my teacher had contacted my mom and asked about it. My mom's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I genuinely was not comfortable with the topic of death for a little bit. It was not something I could talk about or think about without freaking out. Luckily, I'm very much past that. But it was a good couple years of my life where it really fucking sucked. Death, man. Yeah. Intrusive thoughts are not fun. Today I had the intrusive thought to just start hitting my head against the wall, which was interesting. And it's like, I don't know if it's even if I'm using the term intrusive thought correctly. It's more like just the sudden urge to just start hitting my head against the wall. I didn't actually do it, but it felt like that. If it makes sense. I don't know, am I turning this stream into therapy? I'm probably turning this stream into therapy. Maybe I should stop. How open do I want to be on stream? I don't know. I like being open about my mental health. Yeah, I have a diagnosis of OCD, and they're a big aspect. No one has ever mentioned to me the idea of intrusive thoughts. I had to learn about them on my own and go, I don't know if that's what exactly it is, but I definitely have moments of what an intrusive thought sounds like. Just, it's mainly the depression, but you know, moments of just hit your head against the wall, or I'm drawing a blank, but I know I have other examples. I'm just drawing a blank on them. Essentially my brain's saying hey, do this thing even though you know it's crazy and you shouldn't do it and it's dangerous and it would hurt you or something like that. I don't know. Under impulsiveness? Yeah, I don't know. Should I see a therapist? Probably. Do I have trauma around therapy itself? Yes. I don't know. This got very dark. I'm sorry. I'm very open about my mental health and stuff, and I'm very open to talking about this kind of stuff, mainly because one of the ways I cope with them at the moment is something my friend said, that your brain is checking, hey, you know this is gross and weird, right? Are you still scared of that? Yeah. Yeah. Fair. And impulsiveness makes more sense with the ADHD. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, back to the game. Before I
No,
tell my
the
life
coffin
story.
wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Did I ask about the decoy? I did ask about the decoy. One of these days, I'm gonna say something really, like, dark on stream, and I'm not gonna realize it until much, much later, and I'm gonna, like... I don't know. I just hope me being open is helpful to someone, because that's all I care about at the end of the day. It's the reason why I'm so open about it, is I would rather be... Yeah, I like talking about mental health, but yeah, I gotta be safe, right? About privacy. Yeah, I mean... I like talking about my mental health experiences with other people, with complete strangers, because I know that someone out there might be going through something similar, and here are my coping mechanisms, or you're not alone, or, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's always been my coping mechanism, is helping others, I guess. Okay, fine. 1 second. Big stretch. Big stretch. Big stretch. Thank you. Thank you, Rep Prince, for the stretch. I appreciate you. But yeah, I mean, I'm just more concerned someone's gonna find me weird. I guess, I don't know. Or I'm gonna say something and someone's gonna see it and go, there's something else underlying here that you should probably get checked out. I don't know. The fear of, but wait, there's more. You wanna know what else is fucked up with your brain? But I mean, isn't that the life of someone who's neurodivergent? Alrighty.
Yes, I suppose I've destroyed a few things whilst in the hour. You can be the perfect supervillain. Nobody knows it was you. That wretched dig goes on 24/7. 25/7, if you ask me. Your patient, Nathan, caused quite a stir. He interrupted one of the female students all night, apparently. Made her miscategorize some findings, going on about his dead girlfriend. It's amazing what you hear at the coffee machine. Well, I suppose that's a bonus. We're allowed to use their coffee machine while they're there. He told me to use my imagination, to make something up.
Imagination?
Thinking I had an extra hour at the end of each day did become real for me, Doctor. Maybe Dekker was a genie, and he could grant wishes. Maybe he wished himself dead. I don't know. He was easily distracted during sessions, like he wasn't listening. I'm pretty sure he wasn't listening half the time. I don't think he wanted to know about his patients anymore. But when he did give you advice...
Oh, he didn't... So Dekker liked his female patients and didn't really like his male patients, is what I'm getting.
No, the coffin wasn't empty. There was something in it. A decoy, I'd imagine.
Dekker was a creep. What in the coffin?
I'm a bit of a professional at this grave-filling business, Doctor. I know a decoy coffin when I handle one.
I'm sorry I have to listen to this one again.
Closed casket?
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like.
Closed casket? Oh, okay. Nope, okay.
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move. Because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground? I live on my own. Occasionally I visit my father. He's in sheltered housing. Dementia.
Oh.
Moving things around and hiding things was amusing at first, when everyone was frozen. Some people would faint when things appeared from mid-air. Others would cry. Others just thought that it was there all the time and that their mind was playing tricks on them. It got boring fast, though.
Also, I watched a YouTube recently where a YouTuber talks about how his fear of death stuff is huge for him, and did find it interesting that you brought it up too. I mean, it is a topic that I feel like a fear of death is not that uncommon. I think it's most people have some form of a fear of death, so that is interesting that you've had two different people talk about it in the same day, though. That is very interesting. It was nice because he released a second video saying it was nice that a lot of people noticed and reached out and to talk about their similar experiences. There you go. Yeah, fear is a real thing. And anyone who says they're absolutely fearless is lying. 100%. Everyone's got fears. I feel like majority of people share a fear of death in one form or another. I don't know if it's as severe as mine, where it used to cause panic attacks, but you know. I don't know. Philosophy, I think. Psychology? Both? Who knows? Who knows? Dekker didn't listen. Okay. Have you seen zombies?
You're laughing at me, aren't you? I said I wasn't sure if they were real. When you work in a graveyard, you see a lot of strange things. I'm not sure if they're real, or whether I think they're real, or which is worse.
I jumped a step. How do I answer this one? This one's frustrating. Don't give me that smile.
I took photos of Jessica when she was naked. When I'd stripped her. When she was naked and frozen. I didn't want to have to do it again, to strip her again. So I took pictures to remind myself what she looked like. That's wrong, isn't it, Doctor? I can't delete them. I don't know why. I haven't shown them to anyone else. Do you want to see them, Doctor?
No. No, I don't want to see it.
No, of course you don't. It's just me. I'm the sick one.
Yes. Yes, you are. Okay, we're done with that conversation. Jesus.
Therapists are supposed to help you. For whatever reason, Dr. Dekker had given up the desire to cure my mind, and instead wanted to make me more unstable. When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move.
No, yeah, the acting's pretty good.
Because I live on my own.
It's the only problem.
What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground?
I mean, okay. Jaya has the worst acting. Or Jaya has the worst acting. I hate her. But the rest of the actors are pretty good. It's just the game mechanic of typing out everything. If you want to 100% this game, can be a little bit tedious. How did you find out that? I don't know. Murder in the hour.
Murder in the house.
When I first got the hour, I was shocked, obviously. It took me a while to work out that everyone was frozen and only I could move, because I live on my own. What would you do, Doctor, if you had an hour where everyone was frozen? Go to a fairground? I don't think you would, Doctor. I don't think I would either.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
It hadn't even been a year. He was a quiet, solitary man. A good listener, as I suppose you'd need to be. His confidence did grow as time wore on, but that's what you'd expect after you've fitted in. I mainly miss our chats. He used to work late with me and tell me things about the patients, things that I probably shouldn't have heard, but did. What do you think of the patients? Nah, perhaps you shouldn't say. You can ask me. Go on, I'll tell you what I think. Oh, don't be such a... It's just between us two.
Okay, finally, there it is. It literally one question with her left. Alright. Act done.
David Hunt,
I can change my skin.
then Skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
on
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs,
patterns.
rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Oh, Doctor, you surprised me. Reminds me of Officer Yates. Did I ever mention I had a special friend in the police force? Nah, it's not something you drop politely into a conversation. He's been doing some digging and he's found a couple things. There's a crime scene report that goes into all the gory details and another report that's about a patient you're seeing today, Claire. I'll put them both on the desk for you. And thanks for the grief counselling, by the way. It's really been helping, you know, I'm so glad you're here.
Ah. Act 3 spiked. Huh, okay. Yeah, erg. Professor Warwick. Oh! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Hold on, 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 hold on. I need to send a photo to Plan. Plan is not in chat, so I need to send him this photo. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. This guy is from one of my favorite FMVs. This guy is from Contradiction. I've played it on stream before. This one.
Okay, so let's look at the crime scene report. Alright.
So, there's no first name, it's just Dr. Dekker. Oh god, I gotta pull up chat. Hi, chat. Position of victim. The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. Possible murder weapons: paper spike, desk accessory, 150 millimeters long, 150 meters. Oops. Long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Time of death estimated from liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30. Body was reportedly discovered at 10:20 though. Can I not see the rest of the document? Oh, okay. There's that. Claire's statement of Christian Weber is to the best of my knowledge that the statement is true. I understand that I may be prosecuted if I have stated anything that I know to be untrue. At 2040 hours, at 2040 hours, on Tuesday, 8th November, myself and PC 9725 Holt responded to a call received from a neighbor of the Bower House, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through secure patio doors. We entered the property through this door, and I announced myself by shouting police, but did not hear a response. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood. There was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. Jesus Christ. Oh, there are creaky noises?
Well, then I will put my mic down.
Is it this? I have no idea. I'll put the mic down. Yeah, it's this. Cool. I will put the mic down, or I will stop doing that. My apologies. Hi, Liz. Hope you're doing well. Murder. You have missed murder. And some unhappy douchebags using his extra hour to assault people. Wait, there's a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. I noticed what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life, but found none. I asked for the woman's name. She identified herself as Claire Ford, and I asked if she knew the dead man. She said he was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what happened. She said she had killed him. Following a search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons present at the house, I said to Castleford at 20:52 hours, "You are under arrest on the suspicion of murder." I then cautioned her and placed her in the back of the police car for transportation to Weston Police Station. This is... David's dead. Who's living at the lake house?
Oh no, the husband's a zombie.
She did say she was diagnosed with delusions. Fair. Well, I feel like the first person we need to... Yeah, the arrest report says Claire killed David. I've underlined some things to ask her about. Wonder if Bryce buried David. What happened with Ben? Ask patients about Paper Spike. Too much to do today. Oh gosh, okay. Alright, let's start with Professor Warwick, because I'm so happy this actor's in here.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
Dekker dead.
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then?
Ooh. Less fair point. But my question is, how did she get away from the police? Is my question. Okay, should we talk to Bryce and then Claire? Because Bryce would know if the body was buried. Because Claire's parents are buried in that cemetery. This game has more twists and turns and I have no idea what to think. This game is insane. The infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Wow, this was actually written fairly well. I really like the writing here. Like, the writing is phenomenal. How'd she get... Yeah, well, she's rich. Fair.
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories. Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
He looks a little bit like my ex's dad. I'm not gonna lie. Experiment.
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No, I've not heard of
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes.
Okay.
Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive.
Okay.
Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
To suicide. You applied it to suicide.
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
So you changed the experiment.
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
It sounds like you just have a gambling addiction. This doesn't sound like physics to me.
Why not gambling?
I mean,
My
Striper,
wife
are you still
Vanessa
in
left me
chat?
for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
That's not how physics work.
Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
You had a gambling addiction and a winning streak. That's what I'm seeing here. You had a gambling addiction and a winning streak, and you lost the winning streak, and now you are so hell-bent on trying to get it back that you don't see what's happening.
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox. Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death.
Okay.
Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Monday.
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Dekker tricked me.
Hear him out. Everything else in this game has been presumed real. But yeah, he's not very convincing.
I'm sorry. Nothing he's said has made any... Our other clients have had some set of evidence that couldn't be explained yet. He has yet to give me something that cannot be explained. If he had something that couldn't be explained, then I would be more willing to believe him, like I am believing the others. But does he think he thinks he can shift into other timelines without telling me how to shift into different timelines? That feels like he's a professor of physics. He could probably convince himself with enough evidence on his part with quantum theories, which are all based in some sort of evidence, but for me it just, he's using quantum physics as an excuse for his gambling addiction. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing anything supernatural of any kind here.
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself.
Yeah.
And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me. We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children, at least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be... It wasn't to be, though. Well, yes, it bothered me, especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem. Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos. I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mind Stretch Outreach.
Where does that again?
Don't know how I got roped into that, I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Jay asked you to go.
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
I already said typing can be annoying because you don't know what to type, but do you see an upside to the typing, like in a gameplay way? I think it makes it feel more like you're asking them the question. Like, I like the idea, it's just... Maybe I'm just mad at it because it's because it's difficult. It's just difficult trying to think about what you're trying to say. That's all. I do like the idea of you're typing out the questions you're trying to ask. I don't think I could think of this working any other way gameplay-wise. I think I'm just mad that I'm dumb. That seems more realistic, right?
I was at a fundraiser for...
Mind stretch outreach.
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
You're not dumb. I appreciate you. You're wrong, but I appreciate you. Come on, I gotta watch the...
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though. Oh, you're gonna have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour.
Yeah.
Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
Okay, fine. Let me look this up. Quantum tunneling. Quantum tunneling is the quantum mechanical phenomenon where a wave function can propagate through a potential barrier. The transmission through the barrier can be finite and depends exponentially on the barrier height and barrier width. Oh, in classic mechanics, a particle cannot tunnel through the hill and can only roll over it. In quantum mechanics, a particle can tunnel through the hill without rolling over it. Interesting. Okay. Imagine you're just sitting in the in the session and he's like, okay. Let me get the proper spelling of Schrödinger. Schrodinger's cat. Copy. I'm gonna ask him about Schrodinger's cat. No, no. I was so hoping he would have an answer for me.
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. Smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now? I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
What is the opportunity?
A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want to talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
Demonstration? No, I think you're gonna have to Google that.
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
Part of me wants to say yes. There's enough chaos in here. Like, okay. Part of me wants to have this guy deal with the consequences of his actions. It sounds a bit like the gambler's vow. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, take the offer.
Splendid. I can't lose, Doctor. Let me demonstrate.
Ah. I don't see that session ending any other way. If I had said no, he would have tried to convince me to do it.
Am I wrong in thinking that had I said no to him, that he shouldn't do it, that he would have done the same thing, but this time trying to convince me he should? Holy shit. This guy just shot himself in front of me. No, you think you're right? Yeah, I feel like there was no other way out of that. This guy just shot himself in front of me. What the fuck? What the fuck is this game? Dude, you just needed gambling help. We're just gonna talk to the rest of the patients, and this guy is willing to prove his theory was correct either way. Yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly what was happening. Hydrate, by the way. Thank you. I did see that. I need to go get water. So give me about 2 seconds while I go get some more water. Take a second to stretch, take a deep breath, calm down from what we just saw. Holy shit. And y'all decide on who we're gonna talk to next. Since I have a few of you in chat. Who am I gonna talk to next? Okay, I'll be right back.
Good point, Rat Prince. I think that's a great point. Nope, ask me another.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Oh shit. No. Just her. Why would I want...
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's alright. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
But I didn't message you.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Home visits with Mariana, I'm game. Yeah.
Yes, let us casually chat here while there's a body rapidly cooling on my floor. His bowels and urinary tract slowly releasing into the carpet. Blood pouring from his temple. All over the floor. Oh, the shag carpeting. Oh, it'll never be the same again. Oh gosh. I just got really gross. Sorry, guys. Hey, Jaya, could you just clean that up? Thanks, doll. Thanks. Jaya, be a dear and clean up the suicide in my office. Thank you. I have another in like 10 minutes. So if you could make that spotless, I'd be really I would appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, dear.
No, I'm not feeling alright. No, not feeling okay.
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
She killed him.
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Lady who she actually appointed me.
I think he was so overwhelmed by the
Thank
patients
you.
he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point. Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra
she's
weird patients. I
overacting
think it was all too much for him.
To a
I think
point
I
that it
misjudged
bothers me.
him. I hope you deal with it better.
The gestures remind me of me trying to act and be like, what to do with my hands? It feels like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen playthrough of Contradiction. I played through it early in my streaming. It's one of my favorite FMV games. The main character is very camp in his acting, and it feels like she's trying to do that, but it's not working. Like she's purposely like doing the hands. I don't know.
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're gonna ask me how I feel today?
I did?
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
I actually want to talk to Ben.
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. But at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Whipped, I'm listening.
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway. Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
You killed him. You killed him. 100%. I would almost put money on it. Like, I would almost put money on the fact that it's her.
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No. Oh, it's not an actual book.
She gestures to her left a lot, and I can't unsee it.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
What is psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
British joke I didn't understand.
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do. No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them. It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
Are you a psychokinesis patient? Kinesis?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away? That's what I'd try to do.
Oh, sorry, was that a one? Oh man, I wouldn't have said take them away. Oops. That was more of a question.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
I did.
I was at home on my lonesome, doctor, like I said before. I was at home on my lonesome, doctor, like I said before.
Oh god, so many things to talk about. Okay.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
God, this game is like very difficult for my tired brain. Okay. I just need a starting point.
I'm a bit of a bookworm. I'm one of those annoying, constantly self-improving, overachieving types. Takes one to know one, eh, Doctor?
Be right back. I'm gonna heat up some leftover oh, pizza sounds good. French bread pizza sounds good. There was just a really loud scream from outside. Hold on. Yeah, that was weird. I thought I heard some yelling afterwards, but then I opened the window to see if I could hear anything else, and I couldn't hear anything else, so maybe it was all in my head? Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe it's in the background noise of the game. People do be yelling sometimes, and it's not great, yeah. I will get to your questions later. I don't like you. We're gonna talk to Claire.
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside. It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away. If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
He is a zombie. He is 100% a zombie. Banhammer. Bad. Banhammer. Sorry, I needed to take care of some spam.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused.
Very.
The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Bad spammer. Bad. How dare you? How dare you, spammer? Get my hopes up that someone new is in chat. I'm kidding. How is David alive.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
You're delusional.
My neighbours seem far more interested in my business than they are their own. The lake house only has one house opposite, and it was on sale for some time. I suppose I should have bought it. It's a messy business, stabbing someone. You'd imagine that it would be like slicing into a pie with all the filling just slowly oozing out, but it's so much more dramatic, like popping a cork of a bottle of champagne. Blood sprayed everywhere. He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
Wait, how is he... Okay, so he's not...
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly.
Why are you not in jail?
I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
How did you fix him? Tell me.
It was about a week later.
So
I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
I have no words for this game. What the fuck?
Okay, Resurrection? That's not how you spell that. Oh, fuck.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
We have a reanimator, which is an H.P. Lovecraft story. Oh, we have a siren and a time traveler as well. Zombie?
Yes, he did come back to life, but he's not a zombie. He looks like he always did. Just his mind is encumbered. There's no way back. I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
I used to fuck with Reanimator. I'm okay with all these things, but not the gambler's fallacy. That's where I draw the line.
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me. Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer, but I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
You did kill a person regardless of whether or not you reanimated them. I don't think you reanimated them. I think this is all in your head.
Yes, you're...
At worst, it's manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him, I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life. Does this mean you won't help me? Was I temporarily insane?
I don't think you were temporarily insane. She still killed him. Yeah, she still killed him.
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a gravedigger, I believe.
Yeah, I'd assumed it was Bryce.
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
You're not helping your case here, love.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
I'm gonna go talk to Bryce for a second. I don't want to answer her question of whether or not she was temporarily, because I think she's just plain. What do y'all think? Yes or no? Should I do a poll? I have to be with you that she is just insane. Yeah. There's no temporarily, yeah.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates. Or is it that you want something else? Like Dr. Dekker did? Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my electability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl. He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house, just for me, and he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Dekker sounds like a real piece of work. I think Dekker is probably a fictional piece of work, to be honest. Chase, I love you, but why? Yes, yes. Chase, you okay?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways.
I'm very cool and funny.
He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Okay.
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes, I would. I would very... Yes, I would... Yes, I would like to see David.
Very well. In our next session.
She's bringing David here. What is this game? Careful, she might kill you. She probably will, but I feel like she's not the only one who will kill me. Okay, let's look at her responses.
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor? How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Wow, okay.
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands. I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Wow. Okay. If she kills me, that's okay. She can just bring me back to life. Fair.
Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Of course, it's like Pet Cemetery.
I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
I don't know. Some ghosts I've seen have very corporeal bodies when they want to, if they have enough energy. I don't fucking know.
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear and into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor? He was stabbed in the heart. Then I'd say whoever killed him didn't want to leave any room for error. Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Yes, because we know being stabbed with the heart renders one unable to be resurrected. I just want to see how far we're in. Oh, okay, we're about halfway. If we're about halfway through, then there really are 6 acts. Okay.
At midnight each
David Hunt.
I need you to tell me more. Give me more information.
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just...
She watched her from the bedroom window.
Oh, I found the key. It must have been there all along, in a drawer in the hallway. I could have sworn I'd looked there already. Oh, I found the key. It must have been there all along, in a drawer in the hallway. I could have sworn I'd looked there already.
Drawer?
You don't have to analyze everything I say, Doctor. Sometimes a hallway is just a hallway. And yes, before you ask, the same goes for the drawer.
Bitch. Bitch. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm not the one who killed my husband, okay?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, Unless you pay the right people.
Yeah, she's like, how dare you be 100%ing? I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a completionist. Hold on, give me 1 second. I just realized I never announced on Discord. Sorry, Discord viewers. Okay. Right people? And please. Anyone else seen David?
Yes, the father and daughter who live opposite will have seen him, I'd imagine, although they won't have talked to him. If anyone approaches him other than me, David would run a mile. The sociable part of his brain must have died in that week too.
Well, now I want to see David because I still don't believe you.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
You are lying?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore, which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
I don't know. What happened to Iris? Okay, I guess we need to wait until we have more information from other people. Okay, I guess let's talk to Bryce. Hi, you creep.
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Price says you lie. You lie like a rug. Classically trained pallbearer. I know, that seemed weird.
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
I guess we'll start from the
Hello,
beginning.
Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person.
No, you
I know
are.
taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like.
I still
Do you
wouldn't
have
do
an
it.
extra hour, Doctor?
No, I don't have an extra.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
David was dazed and confused when I brought him back to life, as you'd expect. He was scared. He didn't want me to go near him at first, which is understandable, as I did kill him. But I didn't really succeed in bringing him back. He wasn't a big talker before, but even monosyllabic words were more than what he seemed
That's
able
not
to
the
give
question
me.
I asked, but okay.
Thank God for that.
Oh,
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
okay. Tell me about Dekker.
I spied on Dr. Dekker not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
What did you see in his
I've
basement?
been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell, it was dark, and she was chained. I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
looks like everyone knows about the girl in Dekker's basement, so... Okay. Let me ask everyone else. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy.
I'm okay, I suppose. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry. I feel a bit sad, to be honest. I gave all my keepsakes back.
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Sounds like the hooded figure is his subconscious.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore. I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures. I split the brawl up. I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
I want him to trust me.
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
You're so gross. You're so gross. Why couldn't you have done, like, consensual porn or something like that? Like, the fact that you did all of this without anyone's consent is just gross, dude. Yeah, but I'm not a bad person.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Quantum tunneling. Wait hold on. We learned that quantum tunneling is the idea of moving through objects that obstruct, right? So, did Dekker actually believe in quantum physics? Interesting. I'm gonna quantum tunnel this spike through my hand just real quick, like. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a stretch. Nope. Okay. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna call it here, folks. I am a little tired. Yeah. We have made progress. This is a long game. It's one hell of a game. Holy shit, man. This game is insane. But, I did not expect it to turn the way it did. Especially with Claire. That was intense. Hold on. I did not expect, Claire's whole thing. I'm gonna keep that open because they jiggle around. Sorry. I didn't expect the whole reanimation thing to be a thing. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess this is where we are now. And then Bryce going from being like an adorable puppy dog to the worst character. Why the fuck? I'm sorry. And then, you know, Warwick. All Warwick. Like, there had to have been a reason we had that conversation with Warwick. And so I'm wondering, the idea of, like, the idea of quantum fair. Am I losing it? Are we as a character losing it? I do not know. Y'all want to continue this tomorrow? Same time, same place? Because I'm pretty invested at this point. Yes? Okay. Alrighty. Well, then we will continue this tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST. Don't know where that is, wherever you are. I am on the West Coast, so same bat time, same bat channel. Alrighty. Considering how many viewers I have, I'm actually going to raid tonight. So, who is streaming right now? I don't know. Of course, Liz. Thank you so much for being here. Anyone playing Contradiction? Nope. How about
Okay. FMV. How about Dark Nights with Paula Monroe? Nope. Give me 1 second. I'll put on some music while we wait. Oh, I'm turning that way down. I want to raid someone who is playing an FMV, so y'all can watch more FMV stuff. What FMVs do I have that I can search? Oh. Streaming her story. Thank y'all for staying here while I'm figuring out someone to raid. I really appreciate you all sticking around. Y'all are great. And my one trouble is a Sunday night, so not very many people are streaming right now. Oh, I want to play that game later on stream, so I don't know if I want to. Ooh, someone's playing Strange Horticulture. I'm gonna send y'all to someone playing Strange Horticulture. Yeah, no worries, Rish. Have a good night. Alrighty. Alrighty, folks, let's bring the frog raid. Give me 1 second while I get the raid ready. This is Sebsarf27. Strange Horticulture is a game I've played before. It's a great game, and I think you guys will have a blast. Alrighty. Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the raid. Have fun. Be good people. And I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.